Okay. All righty. Move that to the right a little bit. About there?
There. No, there.
There?
Good.
Okay. All righty. Tweaky tweakies. Okay. All right. It's a new week. It's the last week. I hope you're all excited. I certainly am excited. It's been a good road this time. It's been a lot of fun. Doing these live streams and sharing what I have, because I just am really excited about blockchain and the future of blockchain. So hopefully everybody else has kind of seen the tip of the iceberg with how exciting the world of blockchain can be, and learned a little bit along the way about what blockchain is, why it functions, and why it's good for business if we actually are able to get it deployed in business. So I've got 3 good topics today and a little quiz in the middle. So we'll have some fun with the quiz. It's always dangerous because Robert wrote the script, so we'll see what he has for me. And you never know. One script, he called me an old man. Old as dirt, I think, is the words he used. So we'll see what he has in store for me tonight. So, all right, Kilron. Kilron's at work. Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. Good to see everybody. So let's go ahead and launch into our first topic. It looks like we've got a strong 18 people in the on the live stream right now. So we'll go ahead and put the first topic up here. So what I want to talk about today is an update on what's happening with the Celsius bankruptcy. And unfortunately, they were in the news for something pretty challenging. From what we understand in this article, there was a court order that the judge says is common for any bankruptcy to divulge who the debtors are for any one company. Well, the challenge with that is that when you have a list of debtors in a blockchain, there's quite a bit of data richness in the blockchain, and simply just putting out all the data from the blockchain and putting it out in the public domain is basically doxing all of your customer list. So literally, there were 600,000 customers who had their names exposed to the public, and exactly how much they had committed to the Celsius financial system, and how much they all stand to lose. So as we go through the article, what we find is that it was about 29,000 pages of court documents that were put out on the server. At first, they thought, people thought that it was possibly a data breach, and somebody had, hacked in and got the data and published it, but that was not the case. Unfortunately, the judge specifically ordered that Celsius had to release this data to the public. Now, they reluctantly complied because they have to. They tried hard to make sure that they could redact as much information as they could possibly do in the documentation. So they redacted addresses and phone numbers and that sort of contact information. But really, the damage is done. Once you have the person's name, you can generally track them down from there. So sealing information such as that sought by the debtors for Celsius from public disclosure and transforming the open, transparent bankruptcy process into something very different, which the court is loath to do without a strong showing of real and not speculative risks. So that's what the judge wrote in basically insisting that Celsius release all this information. In other words, this is common to do in any bankruptcy. This is a bankruptcy. Therefore, you shall do it unless you show real and not speculative reasons why these people would be at risk having this information disclosed. Well, the one thing that it really highlights is the fact that there needs to be different rules for the technology industry and what is trying to be accomplished by the technology that operates on blockchain. Blockchain is such a new, innovative, and rich data set that it's difficult to treat those kind of companies the same exact thing the way that you do others. Now, I'm going to leave the screen for a moment because I've got to pull up a document that I forgot. So just a sec. Because I'm going to show you the ramifications of there it is. So here's the ramifications of the data. Here's the ramifications of the data that they found in those 29,000 pages. And see, right here you see a list with the person on the top and how much they are probably in debt to Celsius for during their bankruptcy. So we've got the top person at nearly $40.5 million. The next person at nearly $40 million, $26 million, and it goes on. If you click on see more, you can continue down the list, but the list goes down, and you're still seeing dollars in the millions. So it does kind of give you an indication of the gravity of the hole that Celsius has dug for themselves. The fact that shortly before Celsius froze all the accounts, they withdrew significant amounts of money from Celsius and put it in their own custodial accounts. This money has been tracked and will be brought back, I understand, but it may not be retrievable depending on how the courts are able to get a hold of that money. But you can see that there's incredible amounts of money running definitely in the billions of dollars that are going to be owed to many different people. So that's your update on the Celsius network and what kind of trouble that they are in. That nobody has laid any criminal charges against them. It is a simple bankruptcy at this point. Well, simple as far as bankruptcies go for a large corporation with lots of money at stake. But still, it's progressing, and we'll, I'm sure, hear more as we go forward. Thank you. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset some equipment here, and we're going to come back in about 2 minutes, and we'll go ahead and start our next thing. Okay.
For those who want to get ready, go to kahoot.it, where we're going to have the quiz coming up as soon as we get back from break.
Okay, well, as you can see, Kahoot is up. And those of you who are not at work or can join us even if you're at work, there's the number. You join on your cell phone, or if you have a tablet that can run Kahoot, that's fine, an iOS or an Android device. So Ishan Kumar, Drew, David, Chad, Steve, Cameron, Lindsay. All righty. All right, 7, 8. Okay. Keep them coming. Randy. All right. We have 9. Come on, we have 17 people online. Let's get more folks. There's Sydney. Good. 10. All right. Keep them coming. Okay. All right. Jonathan made it. Okay. Hey, Paige, where are you? Okay, I thought I saw Cameron there. Yep. Caleb, is Caleb there? There we go. 2 more. Juan, Vanessa, KC, Kat. Who would KC be?
Kilron.
Ah, okay, Kilron. So we have 13, 17 people are supposed to be on.
Well, they can join late if they need to.
Oh, Paige is sitting out to give the rest of us a chance? Oh, come on, Paige. All right. Okay. Oh, we just lost somebody. Now, okay, somebody came back. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and go with 13. Here we go. Okay. So, good Halloween background. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, week 5, we talked about Swift. What impact has Swift on current events? Okay, one person's answered. And so it shut down international payments to Russia, or it processed its final transaction, closing for good, or it seized the crypto assets of international traffickers, or it publicly banned the use of cryptocurrency on its platform. Remember back to that SWIFT discussion. What did they do? All right, we got 9 out of 13 people, 10, and 11. Somebody's looking up the old thing and seeing if they can find the answer. 12. I'll bet you get this one right. All right, we have 13 answers out of 13 people. Let's go. Yep, the majority of you found the correct answer. And I fooled 4 of you. Okay. So, yes, it shut down the international payment structure to Russia. So Russia quickly moved over to the BRICS network, and the BRICS network gladly have welcomed them with open arms. In fact, Saudi Arabia is willing to sell all their oil to Russia, and all is happy, right, for the rest of the world? All right, good old bit of destabilization there. Okay, next question. Next question. Okay, Chad is number 1. Cameron, Randy, and Lindsay come following close. All right, let's go to the next one. Question 2. In week 4, we covered the Ethereum merge. What was the result of the merge? The blockchain shut down Y2K style. ETH moved to proof of stake, or ETH is able to process 100 times the number of transactions per second, or the beacon chain hodlers became rich beyond belief. Oh, this one must be easy. The answers are coming in quick. All right. Quick. They're coming.
That is an
Okay.
interesting image using Ethereum Classic as a CPU.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. One more person. Come on. We're gunning for you. Let's go. All right. Well, it looks like we only get 12 answers this time. And the majority got the question right, although I was able to fool two still this time. Ethereum will be able to process a lot more transactions when the sharding upgrade happens. Okay. So let's go next and see who moved into first or second or third. Ooh, dear. My cursor is having challenges. There we go. And, oh, who fell down? Somebody fell right off the top 5 list there. But Chad is just really screaming ahead. Okay, 3 of 5. In week 2, we learned about no seafood. Which was the most expensive fish on the menu? Yellowfin tuna, wild Alaskan salmon box. I'm not sure, but I'm hungry. Wild Iceland cod. Ooh, tricky. Yes. Yeah, this one's tricky. Front roll. All right, 13 answers in, 14 seconds to go. I just wish I could speed it up when it's.
You can go ahead and click skip up top if you want to.
I don't want to skip the whole question though, just in case that's what skip does. All right. Whoa, I fooled most of you. One person, oh, nobody said I'm not sure. I couldn't trick anybody into that. Cod and tuna are really, they're bottom fish. They're really not all that expensive and they're very plentiful. But wild Alaskan salmon shipped to the East Coast is more expensive than most other fish. So, Chad fell down to third. But one must have got it right. Okay, next. Let's go to 4 of 5. In week 6, we discussed oracles. What function do they perform? And we have a good picture of Moses there. Oracles are used by sites like Coinbase to trade one crypto for another. Well, oracles are algorithms that sort and maintain data. Oracles use AI to predict market volatility. Oracles connect data from the real world to a blockchain. Yeah, you're learning about tuna and cod. All right, 10 answers in. Okay. All right. The majority got the right answer. Oracles connect data from the real world to blockchain. Oracles is what they called the data connection for weather data or stock data or other streams of data that blockchains can use to do predictive analytics and run their AI against. So AI was part of the answer, but not quite. And oracles, they're not actually used by Coinbase to trade currencies. So, okay, let's go next. And okay, Juan is just keeping hold of that lead and stretching it out there. So let's see if you keep it for the fifth one. In week 1, we learned about blockchain helping to finance Hollywood films. What is not a benefit of this blockchain? Establish ownership of the film production, split revenue between the donors, minting NFTs, smart contracts to pay actors. Which one is not a benefit of the blockchain, of this particular blockchain that we talked about? Dang. Rest in peace, Randy. "13 answers in. Good job. Let's see. The majority. Okay. We fooled the majority. Wow. Number 7 is... the circle is not the answer. It's number 4. The one thing it did not do is split revenue among donors. It split the revenue appropriately among the creators, but not the donors. So that was a tricky one. Lindsay, this was the tricky one. All right, good job. Well, let's see who gets the podium. Number 3 is Steve, and number 2 is Randy, and I'll bet this is Juan. Is it Juan? Yep, he kept it. All right. All right. And then Kat and Chad followed pretty well. All right, that was fun.
And
that
Juan
was
got it with a perfect score.
with a perfect 5 out of 5. No wonder. No wonder. Okay, good job, Juan. All right. Well, we do that for fun and for a break in the meantime. So let's just go next there. And the next one I want to talk about.
Let's do SkyGrid first.
Let's do what first?
SkyGrid.
Let's do SkyGrid first. Let's take a quick little break and we'll get everything reset and we'll start there. Okay. All right. Well, okay. I think we're ready to start. with drone fleet management. The next one I want to look at, it's one that kind of caught me by surprise, because I was looking for companies that had implemented blockchain projects. And one challenge that drones have had in particular is that drones have become kind of the thorn in the side for the FAA, trying to manage traffic and manage making sure that drones don't get in the way of large planes, get sucked into engines, all the things that can happen that can literally bring down a commercial airplane. They've set up all kinds of rules about where they can fly in and around an airport. They have to fly under 400 feet. They have to be able to meet their flight paths. They have to stay away from a certain distance from buildings. They have to on and on and on. You see the rules building up. And, how does a person like you, me, or even a company that's flying a commercial drone get to the point where they can know all those rules and then make sure that their drones don't violate those rules and they just get fine after fine after fine? Because you get fined after the fact. Even if your drone successfully delivers its payload and comes back, if you violated those rules along the way, the FAA can come back to you afterwards and say, here's a fine for this, here's a fine for that, here's a fine for something else. So from the operator's point of view, you want to be able to feel secure in flying your drone and not violating rules that are set in place for the safety of all those who are benefiting from the drones flying here and there. And so in order to feel confident to do that, you've got to be able to have some technology behind you. So I wanted to feature a product called SkyGrid, who based their product on a blockchain along with AI and along with smart contracts that had all of the rules engaged. So understand that Boeing owns Jeppesen, and Jeppesen is the foremost aircraft map maker in the world. In other words, they know where every obstruction is in every country of the world, literally. So wherever the FAA and other agencies around the world fly or allow commercial jets to fly, they know where those obstructions are, how tall they are, and so forth. And they're constantly updating those maps to make sure that they're accurate. So all of this data has been digitized, and commercial pilots fly even today with electronic tablets, usually velcroed to their legs, where they can put in flight paths and quickly check all kinds of different data. And most of that data is Jeppesen's data, okay? So we own Jeppesen, and we own SkyGrid. When I say we, Boeing owns SkyGrid as well. So I was a little surprised to see that the drone fleet management package that they recently deployed was based on blockchain. So let's scroll down a little bit and see kind of what's going on. Get to this panel, and basically it's a full package that has fleet analytics, which looks at the repair data and all of the data concerning the health and safety of the drone, has predictive drone maintenance based on that information. It plugs in all your automated service requests. So, I mean, when we're talking about commercial sized drones, they come with a package that says you're supposed to maintain this at a certain number of flight hours, maintain that at a certain number of flight hours, just like any commercial plane would. So these drones have become very, very sophisticated. Now, we're not talking about your average, let's go play with the drone with your son Johnny. We're talking about drones that, fill the size of a larger living room and have the power and capacity to a lot of times carry up to 200 pounds fairly easily. So you see all of these things listed on the screen here that this particular package does. So you set up your particular drone it knows the capabilities. It knows how high it can fly. It knows how fast it can fly. It has all of the data in blockchain rules so that the smart contracts activate when certain conditions happen. This is a custom-built program similar to the way IBM would build a custom-built program for any of their clients. So what you're seeing here is the fact that based on the blockchain and AI all mingled together, they manage all of that drone information. So it's a pretty cool program, and it allows drones to fly from point A to point B. And once this is already certified by the FAA, this program here. So since the FAA knows about it and has already certified it, it has definitely the first mover advantage in being able to get it deployed and have commercial flight managers such as Amazon or any other company that needs to deliver packages and cargo from place to place, already has them beginning to plug into this software package. So what you're going to see is an uptick in the number of drones flying to benefit you and me and many people on the planet. So I'm excited about this. I am just really excited about the kind of technology that we're finding that's getting embedded into the world today. So there's Skybrid. Now, okay, Uncle flies with an iPad and has all the information on airspace, etc. Yes, because it does have an Android app along with this. And I was looking for the Android app so I could show it to you guys. But it looks like they have the Android app locked down to people who have bought the service or something. I don't know, because I could not find it, even though one of the pages has this name. The Aerial OS is the software package, and it's meant for tablets and cell phones, and that's a lot of times where where the companies will set the flight paths, tell what it's supposed to go from A to Z, on and on. Those type of things are done right there on the tablet. So yes, I can see that. And when I was looking for the Aerial OS, I saw a lot of different packages that showed information about the different airspaces around, and about the different and could connect to various brands of drones so that you could fly them yourself. So yeah, that's way cool. I bet he has a lot of fun with that.
Can I say something?
Ah, my assistant.
Yeah, so I haven't actually flown any drones myself, but I've been interested in it in the past. And where we are right now, we're actually really close to an Air Force base, which means there are some restrictions into airspace and how high you can fly and things like that. And one of the nice things about this blockchain and the solutions like this is it allows it to embed it into the craft, so that I personally, as a consumer, can stay safe when I'm flying my drones and I don't accidentally fly into restricted airspace. And we have planes flying overhead all day, every day, and it'd be really a mistake if I were to fly a little bit too high. So this is the kind of thing that I'm excited to see in our area.
All righty. Well, thanks. If we don't have any other questions, let's go ahead and take a quick break. If you have other questions, put them in the chat and we'll come back and answer those when we come back. All right. See you in a moment. right, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so next one I want to go over is kind of a unique one. It is international in scope. First off, it's promoted by the World Food Program. They go out and reach out to areas where people are just poor, hungry, refugees, various areas where people are just having a big challenge. And they go out and they help fill kids' bellies and give people food and give people clothing and such. Well, part of the challenge with any kind of aid program like that is coordinating everything that needs to happen. And this is really, really exciting because the project specifically is the world's largest implementation of blockchain technology for humanitarian assistance. Now, you could say that TradeLens with the Maersk shipping line is probably bigger, does more transactions, but as far as humanitarian assistance, this is the first one that I know about, because I know of several in the shipping space. But the whole point here is that how do you coordinate people from all over the world that are wanting to assist and help in various areas of the world? And this is how they chose to do it. So you see some rather staggering numbers. The number of people that they support every month, well over 1 million. 2 active countries in particular, US dollars is $325 million provided, and 15 million transactions on the blockchain to date. So this is a significant blockchain implementation. And what they did basically is they try to meet the food, nutrition, health, education, and health requirements that can't be meaningfully addressed by meeting household range of essential needs. They are able to receive different types of assistance from multiple organizations and then get them linked back together. They tried at the first 100-person pilot in Pakistan. That worked, and they deployed in about 2017 and continued to move forward since then. So it's just significant. You can see that they work in Jordan, Bangladesh, Lebanon. They're significantly scaling up here. They started with those 100 people in January. Okay. They started with 100 people in January of 2017, started with their pilot in May, and continued to grow and scale up since that time. Now, how does it work? Well, fundamentally, it's a collection of blockchain nodes. Remember, when in a distributed network, each node runs the operating system of the blockchain. In other words, it has all the rules and everything. And then those nodes also have a distributed ledger so that the ledger can be kept accurate across all those nodes. They talk about it here. They say they're computer service independently operated by each participating organization. And that's really the way it should be. Now, this one was probably easy to deploy because you don't really have competing organizations in this respect. You have organizations that really want to collaborate. So it was probably easy to collect a bunch of people once they had demonstrated that this was a successful application. And the nice thing about it is they could keep on building on it, make the smart contracts smarter, and continue to develop that IT technology. So it provides a neutral space to collaborate, transact, and securely share information in real time. Well, that's neat. You can see that somebody puts in, hey, we've got this product and this amount of availability. We're located here. Where can you use it? And we'll get it shipped off. And immediately somebody then ties in and says, hey, I've got this needy group of people over here. Send it on its way over to here, and they make the connections and away they go. So it's 100% equal co-owners, co-operators, and co-governors with the network. So that's the member organizations we're talking about there. So, I mean, they're saying all the right things when you start talking about a good, well-distributed blockchain that looks like it's functioning as a blockchain should, and looks like it's benefiting an awful lot of people. So, Lindsay says she has a question about the final. Okay, so we will not leave until we answer that question. That's good. Any other questions? Put them in the chat. Transparency in charities could lead to more donations. Absolutely. I mean, how many times do you hesitate donating to people in Africa because, you know, $35 can feed so many people? You know, you hear that and you just kind of wonder how it can get over there and how much of the pieces are going to be taken up before it gets there. You know, how much of that $35 is actually going to feed someone. Absolutely. Transparency solves that problem. That doubt that comes along with that. That's absolutely true. Very good. Very good comment there. Okay. If there aren't any other questions, we do have okay. And that's Lindsay's question that we're going to answer here. Okay. Are we ready to answer that question? Okay. The rubric is not attached to the final exam. Just want to know if it needs to be in APA format. Yes. In text citations, yes. Reference list, yes. Title page, etc., yes. In other words, just normal APA format like we did for the midterm. Same requirements. And I'm sorry for not including the rubric on it. It would basically be the same rubric that we used before. But I tend to like more flexibility on the final. In other words, if you smack it out of the ballpark on the final with subject matter, and you have some challenges with APA format and stuff, I don't want to take off all that much for just minutia. I want to know that you understand the subject. So knock it out of the park with subject matter. Get it as close as you can to APA format, but definitely don't sacrifice content for format. That's for sure. Okay, Chef, let me share with you the basis of the foundation of what this live stream is. Are class members that are taking a class on blockchain for Leonard Wood University. Now, I open it up to everybody to join, so thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. But that's why you don't see any scheduled past tonight, because this is the last week of the class, and we'll restart it in January again and have one every week in January. And frankly, if I'm getting the itch because I just have too many topics building up for blockchain, I may do a live stream and schedule it a week or two in advance and do another one in between. But that's why you no, you don't have to do the final if you're not actually in the class. That's what final? Okay, very good, very good. I study a blockchain degree in Australia. So this is helpful. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, you'll see a lot of materials just coming out on a regular basis on this channel. So in fact, I've got one queued up to deploy tomorrow, another one queued up to deploy on Friday. I just uploaded one today, and we'll have several pieces of this one that you already heard being posted. So very good. Blockchain in Australia. That's way cool. Thank you so much for joining. What time is it there in Australia right now? It's got to be morning time, wouldn't it be? Yeah. 10:48 a.m.? Okay. Well, that's a good time for you, I suppose. That's really cool. Okay. Well,
this is interesting.
uh-huh.
Cameron posted something which got filtered out by YouTube chat somehow.
Oh, it didn't show up there, but
It
it
doesn't
did.
show up here, but somehow we got it picked up. Cameron just kindly reminded everyone to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Oh, well, Cameron. Appreciate that. Hit the like button if you enjoy what you got here. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed so you can be notified of future videos. It sounds like I've practiced that. Okay. Smash the like button. There we go. All right, Seth. Okay, anything else? Why don't you call for roll call, and Mr. Australia friend down there. The roll call is just for the Lindenwood students, so. Kelk, H. Very good. Jonathan, Chad, Nick says bye. 1, our winner tonight. No. Drew, okay. And Jackson, 7 p.m. bedtime. Yeah, my 8-year-old grandkids are going to bed about now. If you get up really, really early, Seth, you probably need to go to bed now too. So, okay, Vanessa, very good. Okay. Okay, we got Kilron, Cameron. I think we've got pretty much. Why don't you take the outgoing attendance and make sure we got everybody?
Okay.
Okay, Kunj just woke up and.
Okay. Well, we'll leave the live stream going in case the last couple people wake up just before we go. We sign off. But
Okay. All right. We'll see everybody next week. Well, we won't see everybody next week, but hey, I'll see at least one of you in my next class. That's exciting. Actually, not one of you, but one of the master's students is taking the class this quarter and the next. So that's pretty cool.